Crypto assets, emerging markets. So I think it's a particular challenge for emerging markets because in some sense, it seems to be more attractive to adopt crypto assets and cryptocurrencies in emerging developing economies than in advanced economies. So if you look at take-up around the world, we are certainly seeing that there's a rapid amount of adoption that's happening in emerging and developing economies. This, of course, poses problems because, besides the risks to, investors who are putting money in these instruments, besides, households and consumers who may be dabbling in this, there are risks because usually emerging and developing economies have exchange rate controls. They have capital control, capital flow measures, and these are all, crypto assets can be ways to evade those kinds of regulations. So there are unique challenges that emerging and developing economies face. I think the question about whether you want to regulate or ban, for sure, I think it's absolutely important. The regulation is absolutely important for this sector, it should be treated like the view is that for the same kind of activity which has the same kind of risk, you need the same kind of rule, which is that if people are using it as an investment class, then the same kinds of regulations that you have on security traders and security dealer brokers should also apply to crypto assets. There are financial institutions, regulated financial institutions that are investing in crypto assets, then the same amount of requirements in terms of capital buffers and so on have to be applied even for crypto assets. So you need regulations. If it's being used in the payment system, then the same kind of regulations that happen for banks that take deposits should apply also to any institution that's in the payments space for crypto assets. Question is why ban? I think it's just countries around the world are trying different things. There's obviously challenges to banning in the sense of just practically whether you can actually end up with truly banning a currency, a crypto asset, and because for a lot of these crypto exchanges are offshore, and they're not subject to the regulations of a particular country, and so there are ways for that kind of activity to continue even though you ban it. But in either case, if you decide to ban or you decide to regulate, I think the point is you have to do it actively. It cannot be a passive phenomenon. You're going to have to monitor this, you're going to have to regulate, you're going to have to supervise. So that has to be true. And what is actually needed is a global compact on this, because no individual country can solve this problem on their own, just given how easy it is to do these transactions cross-border. So there is a need for global policy on that front, and I think that's needed urgently.